Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Valerie Gehy, and welcome to the first episode of my health insurance podcast. So, what are we going to do today? We are going to deselect to go break by break on what is exactly health insurance. It's a very complex world. So, this is what I'm here. I want to inform you or how to be smarter when it comes to health insurance. But where do I come from? I was born and raised in Haiti. I migrated to the United States in 2006. When I came here, I did what, society required is to go to college and get your education. So I did everything. But I always wanted to combine what it's called wealth and helping people. So this is where I got my license, and I truly believe that I find my profound calling. So today we are going to touch base about the basic of health insurance. We are going to touch base of my personal experience. Keep in mind, I have over a decade in the field, so I'm here to pour it all to you. Okay, so get around. Let's go. So one of my personal profound experience is when the pandemic hits us. And I was on the phone with a client, and he was working with a prestigious casino. Now, everything shut down, especially the casino. They had shut down too. So he was in coma when he got the pandemic, he got the corona, and he was in coma now for 3 months actually. And he was losing his benefit. How cruel this is, huh? So while you're in coma, the country, the world is shut down, he's losing his benefit. Yes. So, and the wife called me. Well, at that time, that was his girlfriend. She called and said, Valerie, can you help? So, yes, so he was losing his benefit through his employer on the 30th. So I was able to enroll him in a plan on the first of the following month. So there was no gap. So it flows. So that was really important. I didn't want no gap. I wanted him to make sure that he had health insurance throughout. Um, so this is the importance of health insurance. And a year after, I was invited to their wedding. I was invited as a witness to their wedding, to their ceremony. So this is the importance of health insurance. It's literally saved lives. Not only it gave you a peace of mind, but it is in fact save lives. So that's what I'm here to create an urgency of health insurance if you don't have it, or if you want to be smarter when it comes to health insurance. Now, today, let's talk about the basic of health insurance. Let's say let's go over the keywords. Premium. What is a premium? It is how much you are going to pay. How much is going to cost you. That's a premium on a monthly basis. We're going to talk about deductible, which is very complex. We're going to talk about maximum out of pocket. Okay. And we're going to talk about preventative care. So, when you are on the phone with an agent, the first key is, of course, how much is going to cost. Of course, you want to know. But the most profound question should have been, what is my deductible? Why? Because deductible have a high impact of if something happens. So what does it mean? If something happens to you and you are rushed to the ER, or if you had to go do a test beyond your preventative care, this is where your deductible kicks in. And that's also affect your pockets. And you do want to know, of course. So the basic of health insurance is to cover your preventative care. What does it mean, preventative care? It's to take care of your one body of yours. So for my 40 years woman, it's to cover your mammogram, your pap smear, your blood work, your lab work, My 40 years old man, your prostate screening, both colonoscopies. So those are preventative. Those is to keep the machine running, to keep your body running as you're not sick yet. You are healthy, but you have, it's like an engine. So you have to keep the moisture. You have to make sure that the machine is still running. That's preventative care. You are preventing for something to happen. But what if a catastrophe hit? Catastrophe is you are behind your car and hypothetically, you got into a car accident and you are rushed to the ER. That is catastrophe. So what's going to happen if you have to be rushed to the ER and immediately run into surgery? That's where your deductible kicks in, or also your maximum out of pocket kicks in. Now, let's say we're going to talk about copays. So most of the time, preventative care are covered at 100%. I said most of the time because there is what we call a catastrophe plan. That's another different story. But when we talk about a basic plan, most of the time your preventative care is covered because we're talking about basic. Now, let's say the catastrophe hit, this is where. So let's say your deductible is $3,000. Okay? That doesn't take away that your preventative care is still free at no cost. That doesn't take away that the blood test, the lab test, the mammogram, the pap smear, the colonoscopy is free. What's going to happen is if you have to do a test beyond the preventative care, like an MRI, like this is where now your co-insurance going to kick in. So let's say your co-pay ended up to be 25% co-insurance. When I say co-insurance, it's a percentage. It's not a fix, it's a percentage. Co-pays is fixed. Co-insurance, it's a percentage. So it's very fluctuate upon the percentage. So when you ask, what is my deductible? 3,000, and what is my co-insurance is 25%. So when you go to the MRI to do your MRI, you are responsible for 25% of the total cost. Now, that payment, let's say, okay, so you will be responsible for 150. That 150 will be deducted to the 3,000 deductible. So now you no longer have remember the deductible is for the cover the whole year. What are you responsible for the year? So every time you have a copay throughout the year, it is being deducted from the deductible. So that 150 you just paid that you're responsible for that MRI, it is deducted. So you no longer have 3,000 deductible. It's 3,000 minus 150. Now, let's say you have to see a specialist or a dermatologist for your skin or a gynecologist to take care of everything, my girl, my woman. So let's say the copay is $50. That $50 will also be deducted. So you no longer have 3,000 minus 150. You are 3,000 minus 150 and money that's 50. Every time you have to pay out of your pocket, it is being deducted to the deductible. Now, once the deductible goes down to zero, now we are talking about maximum out of pocket. So, are we clear? Let's go next. And once we talk about the maximum out of pocket, it literally means this is the max you can pay throughout the year. So let's say you have an open heart surgery and that surgery costs $1 million. How much of that $1 million I am responsible for, or I can receive a bill from? It is that's what the maximum come into play. So most likely sometimes the maximum out of pocket is 8,000, or sometimes when you have a very good plan, it's like 3,000. So out of that $1 million, this is the max you can spend throughout the whole year when it comes to deductible, when it comes to co-pays. This is the max. When you go to the pharmacy and you have a copay for your medication, all of this is being deducted. Once your maximum out of pocket goes down to zero, there is nothing that is coming out of your pocket for the whole remaining year. Do we get this? We have premium, we have deductible, and we have maximum out of pocket. Premium, how much you're gonna pay every month. Deductible, it's what it's in between, beyond the preventative care. The preventative care, most likely, it's 100% covered. It's extra tests like MRI tests, like this. If you have to see a gynecologist, which is specialty, that is upon your deductible. So you do have a copay, and it's always being deducted. It's being deducted. Once you finish with deductible, then it goes upon now the maximum out of pocket. That's how it is. A little bit complex, but me as an agent, when I'm talking to a client, and you will make my job easier if you are more knowledgeable. If you ask me, Valerie, I want to know what is my deductible. I want to know how much is my co-insurance. I want to know what is my co-pay for my specialty. I want to know what is my maximum out of pocket. Those it will make me more comfortable to talk to someone that is knowledgeable. And upon the conversation as an agent, you know if that person know, and you know if that person doesn't know. And it's challenged us as agents, to be honest, when we talk to a savvy person. It's challenged us to be better. Um, so that's why I'm doing this podcast. That's the whole purpose of this podcast, is to inform you of the keywords, to inform you of this beautiful, complex world, which is sometimes misunderstood. Now, what is the importance of health insurance? The importance of health insurance. It's basically to give you the peace of mind that if when you walk to that hospital, you will be taken care of. What does that mean? It's two different treatment when you walk to a hospital when you have health insurance and we don't have health insurance. Whether you like it or not, it's a fact. The hospital has the billing as you in pain. That doesn't stop. The billing comes to you and said, what is your health insurance? Very politely. It doesn't matter if you broke a leg, billing has to continue. It doesn't matter. They will know. And I'm telling you, I can guarantee you, it's a two different approach from the providers when you have health insurance. When I go to the hospital, you know what they say? Do you want to stay another day so we can monitor you like a hotel? You know why? It's good because I have health insurance that they want to bill, and I'm getting the care, all the tests in the world to make sure that the machine is working. If I didn't have health insurance, they just gonna attack the pain and they say bye bye. Attack the pain is to give you like a painkiller to make sure that you no longer have the pain for that specifically moment, because you know definitely the pain will come back. And bye bye. And they tell you, okay, so you are okay, for the day. I'll see you whenever. But when you have health insurance, I have a personal experience. They will ask you, do you want to stay? Like literally, like you are in a hotel. I said, I beg your pardon. I do want to go home to my family. So it's the treatment that is different. It's the confidence that what you're gonna get from the providers. At the end of the day, sadly, is it's money. And everybody has to get paid. Everybody has a job. The hospital has to get paid. The provider has to get paid. So no matter if you are almost close to that, to die, you are dying, they still gonna have to say, okay, how am I gonna get paid? Is that person has health insurance, and what kind of health insurance? That's the thing. So you walking around with health insurance, it's a self-sabotage. Definitely, because you don't know what's gonna happen. But when you do have health insurance, it's a give you that confidence that they are going to do a proficient job to make sure that I'm here. They're going to do profound tests or beyond tests, or sometimes tests that is not even necessary, just to make sure this machine, this health insurance, it's just to make sure that you stay healthy. Now, we can talk about different type of health insurance. When I said different type of health insurance, I'm talking about network. We have HMO. We have PPOs. HMO, it's a limited network, which means you go where the plan takes you. They have this specific network, and you go where this plan takes you. If you had to see a specialist, it is required. If you do have an HMO, you have to request your referral from your PCP, which is stand for primary care. If you have a PPO, you have the luxury, you don't need a referral. You just choose your doctor because you have a larger network. HMO, it's limited network. You go where the plan takes you, and you need a referral to see a specialist. PPO, you don't need a referral to see a specialist, and you can go whoever you want to see. Like, let's say they refer you, have a friend that says, I have this doctor, it's really fun, it's really good, then you can call because you have a PPO plan, which is the largest network. There's no bigger than PPOs. Okay. Now, most private plans, most group plan under employers are PPOs. Most government plan are HMOs. Okay. And why is that? Is just for the simply reason that um the providers that go with the HMO under the government is chosen. What does that mean? Most of the providers, they don't want to deal with the government restriction. So sometimes they say they have the luxury to say, I don't want to deal with the government restriction, so I don't want to be part of that network. So the government network is specifically designed based on your zip code, which is your demographic. Because the system is designed for you to prevent to drive more than 25 minutes to see a PCP. And also your specialist, also it's part of your demographic. It's very calculated. Unlike the PPOs, if they say there is a great doctor that is 50 miles and you want to see that doctor, it's your choice to see that doctor, then you have that luxury to do that as well when you do have a PPO. So it's based on network, it's based on limited network, and also the referral. Don't ever forget that. So let's say you have a skin condition, and then you say, oh my God, I need to see your dermatologist. With the HMO, you have to go to the PCP. A little bit annoying, but it's durable. And then they provide you a referral within the network, and then you're gonna see. But with the PPO, you're just calling and make an appointment. But most of the plan is under employers group plan. All right. So right now we are into special enrollment. There is open enrollment and there is special enrollment. Open enrollment is the specific time that the government says anyone can enroll. Come on in. Let's enroll. You have from this time to this time. So most of the time is November 1st to December 15th. When our current president took office, then he extended it to January 15th. So sometime it's December 15th, sometime right now, as we speak, is January 15th. So we have 90 days, no longer 45 days. So that's open enrollment. Anyone at any time. But right now, it's special enrollment. It's basically you need a life change event to be qualified. What is a life change event? You move from a state to a state. It is a life change event. You will be qualified. What is a life change event? You have a certain divorce. You're losing your benefit from your spouse. That is a life change event. You will be qualified. What is a life change event? You receive a letter, you lost your Medicaid. That is a life change event. What is a life change event? You get pregnant, certain pregnancy. It is a life change event. You will be qualified. Those are the things. Something that is certain, something that is not part of the day to day. Some things um that is out of the norm, basically. Okay, so that's what special enrollment stand for. And this is how we qualified you today. So from now to November 1st, we are qualifying you under special enrollment. You lost your Medicaid, you lost your benefit through your employer. You're still in limbo. You see that gap when you lose that job, and I think they give you like 90 days, and then you will be completely cut off. Then that is special enrollment. Um, if you move from another state, that is special enrollment. You call me, and then we go over your plan. I think it's like 100 mile, within 100 mile. It doesn't have to be another state, but it can be between 100 miles. That is special enrollment that you moved. This year, a lot of American had faced with lost Medicaid. There was a drastic change within the system. Even the minors had to lose a lot of Medicaid, so it was very drastic this year. So that was the most common dominator when we do the special enrollment for this year, which is losing Medicaid. So now let's do a role play. Let's say you call me. Hi, good morning. My name is Valerie. I am a certified health insurance agent. And who do I have the pleasure to speak with? And you provide me your name. What are the tips that you can um at first sight, for because you need that connection with the agent and yourself when you are in the other side of the line. So what are the first tips? Hi, Valerie, I'm looking for health insurance, and the first question I'm going to ask you, okay, very great, so what will be your zip code? I'm trying to sort it out. I'm trying to narrow the information so I can get this specific demographic for you. I can get your specific plan. So my first question will be, what is your zip code? All right, this is my zip code. And what is your date of birth? It is upon age as well. Age it's all factors. It's demographic, it's your age, and of course, when you talk to government plan, it's income. So those are the things that I'm gonna ask to pre-qualify. 4 questions. That's it. We don't need more. We don't need name. We don't need anything else. We're just doing a screening to see if you qualify. Now, once you call, what in the other line, what should you ask me? Valerie, I have this specific doctor that I do not want to change. I don't know that as an agent. I don't know that you have a pre-existing condition that you don't want to see another doctor. You in the other line need to provide me the information. Am I going to ask? Maybe or may not, but you have the responsibility to inform your agent. Valerie, I have this doctor. This is the name of the doctor. I do not want to make sure you find me a plan that I'm going to be able to see that doctor. Now, this is my job because you provide me the information. This is my job to provide your plan. That is, yes, I can do that. I put the name. Now, I've there's something that I found very sometimes, most of the time, the client doesn't know the spelling of the doctor. That before you call, make sure you know the spelling of the doctor's name. Because sometimes they say, I have this specific doctor, but I don't know the name. What do you want me to do? I can't help you. You have to have the name. Sometimes I said, okay, do you have the clinic name? Yes, I think is I can't do with the thing because when you plug it in the system, it's not I think. It has to be word by word. I cannot make mistake to the doctor's name. So make sure you are informed when you call. Make sure you have your doctor's name when you call right without mistake. Now, another tip, you are taking a specific medication. How do I know that if you don't inform me that you're taking that medicine specifically? And the milligrams, because there are different tiers when we're talking about medication. There are different family. There is generic, there is brand preferred. Okay. How do I know that? Valerie, I need to make sure that my plan is cover my cholesterol pills. Okay. What is the name of the cholesterol pill and how much milligram? How many milligrams? I don't know. It's not gonna help because because I cannot assume. I cannot assume on the other line. You have to have your doctor's name, you have to have your medication name, and you have to have the milligram so the conversation can be smooth. In the other line, the agent as a person, as an individual, know if they are talking to a savvy person. They know. And they know also when they're not talking to a savvy person, they're just gonna, fool you with crap. It's human nature. It's human nature. When they feel like you are knowledgeable, you're savvy, they're gonna adjust immediately. When they feel like you're very nonchalant, you don't know, you just call just to call, then we're gonna enroll you in a plan. Okay, that's human nature. If you have to have a surgery in the next 30 days, how do I know that if you don't inform me that you're going to have a surgery in the next 30 days? Valerie, I have a scheduled surgery, a hip replacement or a knee replacement. How much is going to be my deductible before? It is a short period of time to come with $3,000. You have to be aware. So I would say, okay, so let's look for a plan that have the lowest deductible because 30 days it's very the time frame is short for you to come with three depends of deductible. So that's something you need to inform as well. If you have the intention to have a surgery, if you have the intention to get an MRI. So you now if you have the intention to get an MRI, your question should be, Valerie, what is my coinsurance? What is my coinsurance? What is the percentage I'm going to pay when it comes to my MRI? You need to ask that. I cannot know that for you. Because when you call, I'm going to talk about the basic. I'm going to talk about the deductible. But when you call with precisely and inform, and you said, this is my doctor, this is the medication I take. I want to make sure I see a specialist for my heart condition. Okay, do you have a couple of doctors that you can send me? Yes. Don't take a no from any agent. When you ask a question, they have to deliver. Okay? So, but you have to ask the question. You have to be informed to ask the question. You have to be knowledgeable. So that's the purpose of the whole podcast. Okay, so now the common mistake is you get your plan, you didn't provide the information to the agent, you go along with your life, and then you realize my doctor is not in network. And then you realize that I have a high copay for this specific medication. And then you realize I don't want to deal with referral. I just want a plan that I can call my doctors just whenever I want. That's the common mistake. And then you blame the agent. You blame the agent for enrolling you into a plan that you cannot face those what you wanted. Well, you didn't inform the agent. You didn't inform the agent that you had a specific doctor. You didn't inform the agent you have a specific medication that you wanted to be covered at 100%. The common mistake of the consumer is we enrolling you into a plan, you go along with your life, and then you realize that, oops, my daughter is not in network. Oops, my medication and my copay is too high. Oops, I don't want to deal with a referral. I want to be able to call any doctors that I want. Okay, did you inform that when you were doing the enrollment with your agent? No, the agent doesn't know if you had a specific doctor. You need to provide the information. Okay. So that's why I'm telling you that when you call, just don't call. Write your paper. Write in a paper the name of your doctor that you don't want to change, the name of your medication that you don't want to change. There's sometimes there is three doctors that the consumer doesn't want to change, but the plan cover two. Now it's up to you. Are you willing? Which one you willing to lose? Do you want to go with the plan that is going to cover two and be willing to change the third one? There's that happened, but we having a conversation covering this. You're not you're not in limbo. You don't it's not like you're not aware. We're having that conversation. I have people that tell me, especially with the women of a particular age, they don't want to change their gynecology. Makes sense, totally sense with me. Because when they have a gynecologist that is used to their body, it's hard to change that. That is it. But they said, Valerie, I think I can change my cardiologist. So check to see if the specific carrier will cover my gynecologist first. So especially when the woman with a particular age, the first thing is to see if their gynecologists are in network. Because that, most likely they're not gonna want to change that. And then now we'll play around. Okay, so this one doesn't cover the cardiologist. Are you willing to change that cardiologist? Now, when it comes to the patient with pre-existing condition, I'm not talking about cholesterol pre-existing condition. I'm not talking about very things that common like high blood pressure. I'm talking about the big C, the cancer. I would highly recommend a PPO. Why? Because you always need different idea. You're not going to settle with one diagnostic. You need different idea when you have the big C. When you have a heart condition, you need different ideas. So I would highly recommend with a PPO plan so you can have different diagnostics from different providers. That's me. But when you are in your 28 years old, you only do your preventative care and then bye, Felicia, and I'll see you next year. Then I would say yes, the HMO will fit the purpose, which is most likely it's cheaper than the PPO, of course. The larger network, the less deductible, it's more expensive. HMO and with a high deductible, of course, is less expensive. So those we go upon the age, the urgency, your situation in the moment to choose the plan. Okay. I hope today that you learn a little bit from me. I hope today that it's the beginning of our relationship because I'm going to be here every week to come along and pour it all to you, pour everything that I know. We're going to have guests. I'm going to bring doctors. I'm going to bring providers. I'm going to bring nurses. I'm going to bring friends that is experienced that didn't have health insurance at the specific moment. We are literally going to break by break. We're going to attack what is the profound meaning of health insurance. I would love to see you. I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to go on my website, valeriegehy.com. If you have any question, you can text me on the website.
Yeah.
You see me on Facebook. It's Agent Valerie Gehy on Facebook. And also on Instagram, it's Agent Valerie Gehy as well. Follow me for new tips. Follow me for new regulation. Follow me for to be more informed. Because when information is power, guys, and what you don't know may affect you somehow because you don't know. So information is power. Let's get along and be informed and be smarter when it comes to health insurance and take what you can take from me and leave what you can leave from me. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. See you in the other line. Bye bye.